Syntax of the adjective, substantive. In the last two modules, we looked at the other two types of adjectives, how they can function. Attributive, where an adjective modifies a noun, and predicate, where it tells you, it describes the subject. Now here we'll look at substantives. A substantive is when anything functions as a noun. It doesn't have to be an adjective. You could have a group of words function as a noun. You could have participles, which we'll come to later, that can function as a noun. In this case, we're looking at the adjective when it functions as a substantive, functions as a noun. So, and let's look at our rules, yes. So our rule is really simple. A substantive adjective doesn't have to agree with anything. It just stands alone. So this is different than the other two we had, where they had to agree with either the noun they're modifying or the subject. Here, by definition, it just stands by itself. An example would be hatovim. So here we have a word, and tov means good, as we know. So how would you translate this? If it was clear it wasn't modifying anything, well, you could, right? If you had hamelachim, hatovim, it would probably be the good kings. But in the absence of something else here, before it or after it, this could be a substantive, and it would be translated the good men. Good because that's our lexeme here, that's our base word, good. Men because it's masculine plural. Hatovim, and it's the good men. So that's an example of an adjective function as a noun, hatovim. What about hatovot? If hatovim is the good men, hatovot is the good women. All we changed was the ending from masculine plural to feminine plural. So you don't need to, in Hebrew, you don't need to say the women after this, or actually it'll probably be before, the good women. You can simply put the adjective with the appropriate ending, and you can have a noun. You can function as a noun. Hara is another example. Ra means evil or bad, so this would mean the evil or the bad, or that which is evil, something like that, if it's functioning substantively. Again, context will tell you. Notice, by way of review, you got a comments here, right? Because you can't double erase, so you have compensatory lengthening. Chacham. What is this? This means wise. If it were functioning as a substantive, which it could, then it would be a wise man. Okay? So, substantives don't always have to have the article. In the last two we had the good men, the good women. Here we have a wise man. If we add the article, he chacham, then it would be the wise man, if it were functioning substantively. Again, your context will tell you. You have to read the whole sentence and have all the words together to make sense of it. Generally, these things are not ambiguous. Sometimes they are, and then, well, you have to make a decision, or maybe it's intentional on the part of the writer. Now, just by way of review again, why is there a segol here? Remember this? When the article precedes the strong gutturals, this here, the hey or hate, then you have implied doubling, because you end up with an open syllable and a short vowel. All these details from that article before weak letters module. But in addition, if your strong guttural, your hate, has a kametz under it, then this changes to a segol. So he chacham. All you really have to know is if you recognize this as chacham, put this on the front. You can just recognize that it is the article, and that even though it looks different, it's still the article. So after a while, you tend to forget these little rules, and then you get reminded of them when you see them again. Anyway, substantives are adjectives that function as a noun. They stand alone. Let's go back to our rule here. They stand alone, and they don't need to agree with anything.